So we have the hedonist. Okay. And the positive attributes, the way that this could affect you, is it inspires creative energy to embrace the good things in life. So, you know, maybe when you're coming in December and you're settling in and you're faced with the choice of, do I, go on with the drudgery of winter, or do I get creative and make the best of it? And this is the message. Make the best of it. It says, inspire creative energy to embrace the good things in life. So this month you might be seeing the good things. They're easier or more clearly visible to you because you're not maybe filled with all the feedback, And then it also says, celebrate the beauty in yourself. So maybe you're finding out the things, and what it doesn't mean physical beauty, it can. And you should appreciate that in yourself. But the beauty in yourself is what's attractive about you? What makes people want to be around you? What makes you happy when you're alone? You know what I mean? What is it that you do that shines? And it's finding, celebrating beauty in that and being happy. Okay. And now if this is coming up negatively for you, it says pursues pleasure to the detriment of your health. So like maybe too much sugar, indulges at the expense of others. So we don't want to do that. Okay. We don't want to pick on others. We don't want to, maybe we're being funny, but maybe it's coming across as mean, things like that. So just be mindful of this in your other cards too. Okay. So we're going to pull 3 cards from the Rock and Roll Tarot deck. Okay, and let's get shuffling here. Okay, all right. And this is going to be your physical position, okay? This is going to be like what you're doing, what's going on around you, and what your environment is, okay? And this is the Page of Rods, okay? And the next card is the 2 here, okay? We have the 9 of Pentacles in your mental and emotional spot. So this is like, what are you thinking about and what are you feeling in December? And the next spot is your spiritual card. And that is, okay, the 6 of Pentacles. And the spiritual card is kind of like, what lessons are you learning? What are you up against? What is the experience this month? Okay. So keep in mind this card, and I'll let you look at this again. And you can pause the video if you need to read it. This is all things yummy. And so it's like indulgence, but could be overindulgence, or it could be indulgence in that in which you find pleasure. So that could be like your passions too, and the things that you love to do and create, because it's creative energy, remember? So keep that in mind for everything that's going on here, okay? All right, Sagittarius, let's get into it. In your physical space, what's going on around you? What are you doing? This is the card, the Page of Rods is the card of like, the best intentions, okay? This is like, go, quick to, it says eager. Yeah, like it's very eager. It's like, you go to teach somebody something and they're like, yeah, I got it. And then grab the tool and they start going for it. But then, it's like they can also quite often wreck something because they didn't follow directions or, have patience. So what you're doing is going to be very much that energy. It's like you're going to be enthusiastic. Okay. But it's kind of like, listen, the advice here and what's going on and what you're doing is to slow down, okay? And make sure what you're doing is quality over quickness, okay? Because that's what it feels like. It feels like you're super, super trying to go real quick, okay? But it's also, you know, a messenger in the sense that it's kind of like good news, you know, delivering, you know, you might get news of something that could be happening around you last minute. You know, there's something that could be going on, or you might be doing something last minute that is, you know, it requires you to have a level of fire under your ass, okay? It's kind of like maybe somebody else can't do the job and you're stepping up to the plate, but you have a lot of making up to do because maybe the person who is in charge didn't prioritize and didn't get a lot done, you know. So it's kind of like backtracking, but like you're the one that's in charge. That's one aspect of this card. Okay, so you don't know what you're doing, but you were put in charge of something and you actually fly with it. So expect to make some mistakes this month, but also expect to have to step back, take the time to put a little patience in with your pep, and you'll get it done right the first time more often, okay? But somebody might try to teach you something really quick, and just to get you, like, fill a position. You could be taking a temporary position at a company for the season, a seasonal position. This is, you know, this could be you're starting a new job or a new endeavor, and maybe you have really high hopes for it, but you need to be more realistic. But you're going to do well because your attitude is like going to be 80% of it. So it seems like you have the right attitude. You just need to slow down and make sure that you're, you know, giving yourself time to do it right, because sometimes quickness is great and sometimes correctness is better. Okay. I'm crooked here. Okay. And then let's go into your mental and your feelings. Okay, so what are you thinking? What are you feeling? Mental and emotional. This is, to me, the card of, like, you don't need anybody else. This is what this card means to me. You don't need anyone else to provide for you. You're fully capable of, you know, taking care of everything, okay? It's like you're on top of your household, you're on top of your finances, you're on top of your harvest, you're on top of, you know, your leisure time, you're comfortable, you want for nothing, okay? And now, does this mean you're going to have all that this month? No. But this is in your thoughts, unfortunately. This is in your thoughts and your feelings. So it's like, so if you're feeling more independent, you're thinking about ways to be more independent, you're feeling more comfortable doing things that you love, that you know how to do, something you got the hang of, something you got, you know, that you're really, really, like, established in. Okay, so you're thinking about these things that you're, again, with the creative energy from here, okay, the he-ness. So it's like, do things that you are good at. Maybe teach something. You're thinking about maybe how to take what you love and make it into something that will not only benefit you, but benefit the people who depend on you. And maybe even some people who don't depend on you, but maybe need some extra help. Okay, this is the person who has plenty. So it's like you're thinking of ways to maybe make money, or you're maybe thinking of ways to take your skill and kind of step outside of the box as far as career goes, and maybe start your own endeavor personally, for like be your own boss type of thing. This is also This is also the card of like, you're able to sit back more and reap because you've done all, like you've done more than enough sowing, and you've done so much sowing that now basically, you know, your machine runs itself. Like that's how established it is. So it's like, what that feels like to me is something that you love, something you feel is part of you and is something that you really get into. That is what you can combine with your finances, or combine with bettering your situation, whatever that may be. Most of the time that's financial. Okay. And then let's go to your spiritual card here, because this is not just like, it's not like religion. Okay. It can be, but it's not. Okay. And what this is your experience. What lessons are laid out in December for you, and what is there for you to learn, and what's the experience going to be like? Okay. Because there's the doing, there's the thinking and feeling, and then the spiritual aspect is like the being. Okay. This is being. And the only way that being can be described is, you know, spiritual. So this, you have the Six of Pentacles, and another sign got this card. I can't remember. I think it was Virgo. It was Virgo. And so this is benefit, reward, gain. Okay. See the words? Profit. Okay. They're like psychedelic words. So sometimes you can pause this video and, you know, look. Charity. Okay. Increase, generous. So this is like, for me, this card is like tables turning. Okay. This is like somebody going from here to here. Okay. Somebody that went from receiving to being the giver. Somebody who had put in the work. Okay. That's what you're thinking about. This is spiritually the step on the ladder of life. Okay. And this is, so you might be thinking, so like you're working hard. Okay. Doing things enthusiastic. You're like in it feels like a creative wave. Doesn't this reading feel like just like a creative wave? And you're going to gain from it. Okay. If you put this into action, so if you go into this like this, except be a little bit more patient. Okay. You will be on top. Okay. It will work out for you. I'm not saying that you're going to turn into a millionaire. You could, but you're going to provide. Okay. And the funny thing is, this is physical, right? So like, but this is a message. So, so it's like rushing. It says hasty. That's what it is. It's kind of like eager but hasty, and like not paying, you know, like getting a couple steps ahead of yourself. Okay. So maybe like this is like the message is like, look at what you're physically doing. Okay. So maybe maybe like the message for some of you is, what is it that you're finding yourself doing in your free time that you like, your hobby or whatever? And if you don't have one, maybe it's saying, you know, get one, or do what you used to, the hobbies you used to have, you know, rekindle that. But it's saying, look at that. Look at your physical things, whatever you're creating, whatever the physical hobbies that you're doing, the acts. Okay. And look at them, and then, but don't be hasty. Like maybe now's the time to take them and really perfect them. Okay. And, slow down a little bit and make them perfect. Like if you, for instance, if you're, you know, rewrite short stories, but you just jot them down in your little book and they've been there for 10 years. And then, you know, and you do it every day. Instead of doing it, it's like put them into one big book and edit them and make them, see what I mean? Like, it's like get what you already have and then like filter it into, don't take away from it and turn it into something else, but don't squander it by letting it sit and and waste. It's like, make it, make it as presentable and, button it up, and then let the creative energy flow, and then let the creative juices go, and it'll flourish. Okay. And financially comfortable, financially independent, reaping rewards, profit. Okay. Increase, generous, growth. Okay. Then pretty soon, it's like you're thinking about this, and for the objective that you can be financially independent, and again, financially independent. See how it's independent, going from this to this, and then you can provide. Okay, so maybe some of you are thinking about better providing. Maybe some of you are thinking about creative endeavors and putting everything together in some master plan or something, because with this, it's kind of like embracing the good things in life. So these are all good things that you like, and you're like putting it all together into one nice package in December. And it's like, people around you are going to feel like, you're really kind of in your groove, that your personality and actions and what you're doing is reflecting